Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we dive deep into the world of American small denomination coins to uncover why a tiny piece of copper from 1975 has captured the attention of coin enthusiasts all around the world. When most people think of rare American coins, they imagine silver dollars, gold eagles, or colonial-era half-cents. But the beauty of numismatics is that value can often be found in the most unexpected places. That's exactly what makes this 1975 D penny so intriguing. At first glance, it might look like any other Lincoln cent, but beneath its simple appearance lies a captivating blend of history, condition rarity, and collector demand. Before we get into what makes this coin valuable, it's important to revisit the moment in American history during which it was minted. The year 1975 was a time of change, optimism, and cultural transformation in the United States. The Denver Mint was producing everyday currency to keep up with economic demand, with billions of coins entering circulation. In this massive production wave, the humble penny continued its long-standing role as the workhorse of American commerce. The Lincoln cent itself has a rich legacy, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse has become one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. By 1975, the penny had already traveled through more than 6 decades of American pockets, drawers, lunch boxes, and vending machines, carrying history with every passing year. The Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D beneath the date, was responsible for striking millions of 1-cent coins that year. Yet, despite the huge mintage, only a tiny fraction of these coins were preserved well enough to spark excitement among collectors decades later. Condition is everything in the numismatic world, and even the smallest imperfections can dramatically affect value. Coins that survived in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, represent a very small minority. Most pennies from 1975 endured rough handling, contact marks, and years of wear. But the elusive few that retained their original luster became standouts, gaining attention from professional graders and collectors alike. These are the coins that stir curiosity and fuel competition in auctions. The coin's design adds another layer of appreciation. On the front is the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, sharp, dignified, and instantly recognizable. His portrait symbolizes leadership, equality, and resilience, values that continue to resonate across generations. The lettering along the rim and date near the shoulder remain iconic to collectors who cherish clarity, crispness, and eye appeal. Flipping the coin reveals the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, an image that represents unity and democracy. The intricate columns and tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial are details often overlooked in worn coins, but on well-preserved examples, these elements stand out beautifully. Every detail, even the smallest one, contributes to the overall charm of this 1975 D cent. While the coin does not contain valuable metals like silver or gold, the rarity of condition makes it incredibly desirable. High-grade examples certified by major grading services can command surprising premiums. Collectors know that once a coin reaches a certain grade, finding another equal or better becomes increasingly difficult, which drives prices upward. Another reason collectors pursue this coin is the possibility of unusual traits or minting anomalies. Though rare, some coins from this period display small imperfections that occurred during the minting process. Slight off-center strikes, die cracks, or subtle misalignments can set a particular coin apart. These unique features can further increase desirability and help transform an ordinary coin into a remarkable find. The thrill of searching for rare pennies keeps the hobby alive. Many collectors love the idea that incredible value can be hidden in a coin jar, an old drawer, or a forgotten roll of cents. This sense of discovery makes the story of the 1975 D penny even more appealing. Anyone could potentially stumble upon a valuable coin without ever expecting it. Collectors often emphasize the importance of proper coin storage, because poor environmental conditions can ruin even the most promising pieces. Coins that have been safely kept in albums, capsules, or envelopes for decades tend to retain their original appearance. These well-preserved specimens become the stars of the collector market, drawing attention whenever they surface. Auction houses occasionally witness bidding wars over unexpectedly high-grade examples of common coins. These moments highlight the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where passion, rarity, and competition collide. The 1975 penny has made appearances in such scenarios, surprising audiences with the impressive sums collectors are willing to pay. As more people join the hobby, awareness of rare dates and mint marks increases. This growing interest pushes demand even higher for coins that meet exceptional standards. Experienced collectors know that certain dates in the Lincoln Cent series hold special appeal, and the 1975 cent has worked its way into that category thanks to scarcity at the top grade levels. The excitement surrounding this coin reflects a broader appreciation for American history. Each penny is more than a small piece of metal. It is a miniature time capsule that carries memories of the era in which it was produced. The 1975 penny embodies the economic spirit, cultural atmosphere, and artistic legacy of its time, making it far more meaningful than its face value suggests. Sometimes the true value of a coin is not in its metal content but in its story. The journey from mint to collector, the survival against wear, and the preservation of tiny details all contribute to its significance. Every immaculate 1975 penny represents decades of chance, care, and circumstance aligning perfectly. Even the tiniest differences in color, shine, or strike quality can elevate one coin above another. Collectors often spend years hunting for the perfect example to complete their sets. That passion fuels the market and transforms certain coins into rare treasures worth far more than expected. For newcomers to coin collecting, this penny serves as a powerful reminder that value can be found in the most ordinary places. It encourages everyone to look closely at the coins around them, because the next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight. A simple penny could be the key to a remarkable story. As we wrap up our exploration of the 1975 Denver 1-cent coin, it's clear that its desirability stems from a mix of condition rarity, collector demand, and the enduring charm of the Lincoln Cent series. Those lucky enough to own a flawless example may find themselves holding something far more valuable than they ever imagined. And now comes the moment collectors wait for most, the value reveal. A top-grade, exceptionally preserved example of the 1975 1-cent coin has been known to reach an astonishing price in the market. In the world of rare coins, exceptional condition can transform the simplest piece of currency into a highly prized treasure worth $65,000. Second rare coin, the story of the 1982 1-cent coin is one of the most fascinating chapters in modern American numismatics. What makes this particular year so special is not just its age, but the dramatic changes that took place behind the scenes at the United States Mint. Many collectors do not realize how significant 1982 truly is, but once they do, this humble penny becomes one of the most intriguing coins ever made. In this remarkable year, the Mint switched the metal composition of the penny for the first time in decades. Up until 1982, 1-cent coins were made mostly of copper, but rising metal prices forced the government to find a cheaper solution. As a result, the Mint transitioned from heavy copper coins to lightweight zinc coins with a thin copper plating. This sudden change opened the door to a wide range of variations, creating one of the most collectible coin years in history. Because both copper and zinc pennies were produced in 1982, collectors today are left with a mixture of designs, weights, and subtle differences. These variations have created enormous excitement, because it means some coins are significantly rarer than others. The challenge of identifying the rare ones adds an element of adventure that collectors absolutely love. The 1982 penny also comes in large date and small date varieties. To the untrained eye, these differences might seem insignificant, but in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest design change can make a world of difference. These distinctions created multiple subtypes, and some of them are extremely difficult to find in pristine condition. Every collector knows that a coin's condition plays a crucial role in its value. The pennies from 1982 that have survived decades without scratches, dents, or discoloration are the ones that draw serious attention. While millions were minted, only a tiny percentage remain in exceptional condition today. That scarcity transformed this common coin into a treasure worth searching for. The copper compositions tend to show their age more visibly, making flawless examples especially rare. Meanwhile, the zinc versions, easily damaged or corroded, are even harder to preserve perfectly. This means that any 1982 penny, regardless of composition, that looks glossy, sharp, and untouched becomes an object of admiration for serious collectors. The obverse of this coin displays the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has graced the penny for more than a century. The deeper the strike, the sharper the details of Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat appear. A coin where these features remain crisp and bold is often one that has never been handled by human hands since leaving the mint dot on the reverse. The coin features the iconic Lincoln Memorial. The tiny statue of Lincoln sitting at the center, and the fine vertical columns of the building are often the first areas to lose detail on heavily circulated coins. Fully preserved examples reveal remarkable artistry that many people never get the chance to appreciate. Collectors treasure the 1982 penny not only for its design but for the historical moment it represents. It marks the dividing line between the era of traditional copper pennies and the modern age of zinc cents. In many ways, it is a symbolic turning point, capturing the transition of American currency from old to new. What makes this story even more exciting is that some rare transitional and mint-era coins slipped into circulation during 1982. These unintentional variations are some of the most sought-after pieces today. A misplaced number, an incorrect metal composition, or a slight change in design can raise the value dramatically. Occasionally, a rare era coin is discovered by someone who never expected it. Tales of lucky finds in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten coin rolls continue to inspire collectors. This possibility fuels the thrill of the hunt and keeps the 1982 penny in the spotlight year after year. Many experts emphasize that the real beauty of coin collecting is the unexpected. A year like 1982, which most Americans never gave a second thought, turned out to be full of surprises. That unpredictability is what keeps the hobby alive and exciting, and what keeps collectors constantly searching for the next great discovery. Preserving coins properly has become more important than ever. Exposure to air, moisture, or rough handling can ruin a valuable piece. For a coin from 1982 to survive in immaculate condition, it must have been stored with exceptional care, making high-grade examples incredibly rare and desirable. When such a coin appears at auction, collectors take notice. The bidding can become intense as enthusiasts compete to own a piece of history that only a handful of people will ever possess in top condition. These events highlight the incredible demand for rare and flawless examples of this special year. What makes the 1982 penny even more appealing is the sense of mystery that surrounds it. With so many variations, compositions, and subtle features, collectors are always discovering new details. This constant exploration keeps the year alive in the coin community, long after other dates have faded into obscurity. For new collectors, the 1982 penny serves as a perfect introduction to the world of numismatics. It teaches the importance of observing tiny details, understanding minting history, and identifying the traits that make one coin more valuable than another. This penny is small but powerful in the lessons it offers. Experienced collectors, on the other hand, know that treasures often hide where you least expect them. The 1982 penny is proof of that. Rather than focusing only on old or exotic coins, sometimes it is the everyday coin from your childhood that turns out to be the rare gem everyone is searching for. As time passes, fewer flawless 1982 pennies remain, especially with the delicate nature of the zinc versions. This shrinking supply adds pressure to the market, increasing demand and boosting value for coins that stand out from the rest. Each passing year makes top-grade examples even more valuable. The legacy of the 1982 penny continues to grow. Whether copper or zinc, small date or large date, every variation tells a story about America's economic changes, minting decisions, and design transitions. Holding a well-preserved 1982 penny is like holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand. And now we reach the part every collector waits for: the value information. High-grade, perfectly preserved examples of certain 1982 pennies have astonished the coin world with their worth. Among the rarest and most desirable versions, a top-quality specimen has reached an extraordinary value of $45,000. Third expensive coin, the 1961 Denver 1-cent coin carries with it a story that stretches across generations. Many people overlook this modest penny when they see it tucked away in an old jar or lying forgotten in a family drawer, but for serious collectors, it represents a hidden chapter of American numismatic history. In this year, the United States Mint was producing coins during a period of calm, confidence, and growing prosperity for the nation. The penny from 1961 comes from a time when America was entering a decade defined by innovation, exploration, and cultural transformation. Before the moon landing, before the height of the civil rights movement, and before countless historical milestones, the Mint was busy striking Lincoln cents that would later become symbols of a nation stepping into a new era. The Denver Mint played a major role, producing tens of millions of pennies that would soon circulate across the country. Although the 1961 D penny might seem common at first glance, what makes this coin stand out is how few pristine examples remain today. Most of the pennies minted in Denver were immediately released into the fast-moving economy of the early 1960s, where they endured decades of circulation. Years of jostling in pockets and registers slowly erased their original shine, making untouched examples extremely desirable. Collectors appreciate the 1961 D penny not just because of its age, but because of its design, which pays tribute to one of the most influential figures in American history. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's calm, thoughtful profile. Every detail, from the curve of his hair to the texture of his coat, was carefully crafted by the designer to honor his legacy. Well-preserved coins capture these details beautifully, making them highly appealing to enthusiasts. Turning the coin over reveals the Lincoln Memorial, an image that symbolizes unity, strength, and national pride. The architecture, with its many pillars and the tiny Lincoln statue seated inside, demonstrates the artistry that went into even the smallest denomination. On a perfectly struck and well-stored coin, these features remain crisp and bold, showcasing craftsmanship far beyond its 1-cent value. Another reason the 1961 D penny carries significance is that it represents the era when pennies were still made from nearly pure copper. The rich red-orange tone that copper cents develop over time can be breathtaking, especially when preserved properly. Collectors often treasure coins with full red luster, and examples from 1961 that still possess that shine are remarkably rare today. What makes this year even more interesting is that the Denver Mint, while producing a large number of coins, occasionally struck pennies with small variations or minor minting quirks. These oddities, invisible to most people, can dramatically raise the value of certain coins. Slight doubling, die cracks, and subtle striking differences can attract collectors who specialize in these unique pieces. The survival of a flawless penny from this era requires extraordinary circumstances. Most coins were used daily, passed through countless hands, and exposed to moisture, heat, and friction. Only a few managed to escape such harsh treatment, usually because someone unintentionally stored them safely away. These lucky survivors now command impressive respect in the numismatic market. Collectors spend years searching for high-grade Lincoln cents from older decades, and 1961 D is a favorite among those who appreciate both history and condition rarity. The challenge of finding one with sharp details and clean surfaces makes discovering such a coin incredibly rewarding. Each perfectly preserved penny becomes a small treasure with a story of survival. Many people do not realize that a simple 1-cent coin can hold so much value, especially when compared to flashier silver or gold pieces. But sometimes rarity does not depend on metal content, it depends on preservation. A coin that escaped circulation and remained untouched becomes far more valuable than others that spent years in everyday transactions. The mystique surrounding the 1961 D penny is partly due to this contrast. It looks ordinary, yet in the right condition, it transforms into something extraordinary. This mystery fuels collectors' curiosity and motivates them to examine every penny they come across, hoping to stumble upon a hidden gem. Coin enthusiasts often say that the most valuable pieces are the ones that combine history, beauty, and rarity. The 1961 D penny fits perfectly into this description. It captures a moment in American time, displays artistic detail, and is scarce in high grades. These qualities make it a staple in advanced Lincoln cent collections. Collectors love reminiscing about the early days of the 1960s when the economy was stable and coins were built to last. The craftsmanship of the period is evident in this penny, with its strong strike and durable copper composition. Knowing that their collection contains a coin from this iconic time gives collectors a deeper connection to American heritage. What surprises many people is that the value of the 1961 D penny has grown steadily over the years. As more collectors enter the hobby and high-quality examples become more difficult to find, demand naturally increases. This rising interest enhances the coin's reputation as a desirable collectible. Finding a nearly flawless 1961 D penny today often leads to exciting discoveries. When such coins appear in auctions, they attract bidders from around the world, driving prices higher than most people would expect for a simple 1-cent piece. These bidding battles show just how passionate collectors can be when pursuing rare coins. For new collectors, the 1961 D penny serves as an inspiring example of how even the smallest and simplest coin can carry immense value. It encourages people to take a second look at everyday coins, reminding them that treasures often hide in the most unexpected places. Anyone might unknowingly possess a piece worth far more than a penny. The coin also represents the importance of proper preservation. Those who store their coins carefully, away from humidity, fingerprints, and wear, can protect and potentially transform an ordinary piece into a valuable one over time. This lesson resonates throughout the collecting community. As decades pass, the number of top-quality 1961 D pennies continues to shrink. Time affects all things, and coins are no exception. Each remaining pristine example becomes more significant, more remarkable, and more valuable as the years go by. And now comes the moment collectors always look forward to, the value reveal. Among the best preserved examples of the 1961 D 1-cent coin, the rarest and most flawless specimens have reached an astonishing worth of $200,000. Especially, the story of the 1985 1-cent coin is one that often surprises even seasoned collectors. At first glance, it may appear like an ordinary penny, a simple copper-coated piece that millions of Americans carried in their pockets during the 1980s. But beneath that reddish shine lies a coin that has become a hidden fascination in the world of numismatics. As with many Lincoln cents, the year itself hides small mysteries that continue to spark curiosity decades later. The mid-1980s was a period of major economic and cultural shifts in the United States. Technology was advancing, music was changing, and the mint continued producing everyday coins that would flow across the nation. In 1985, the penny had fully transitioned into a zinc-based coin with a thin copper coating. While this change may seem small, it set the stage for some unique conditions that later affected the rarity and desirability of certain coins. Collectors today know that 1985 occupies an interesting place in the Lincoln cent series. Even though no major design changes occurred, coins from this year offer subtle variations and striking differences that appeal to detail-oriented collectors. The fact that these coins were produced in huge numbers might make them seem common, but high-grade survivors turned out to be far rarer than expected. Most of the 1-cent coins minted in 1985 were used heavily. They clinked around in cash drawers, vending machines, backpacks, and pockets for years. This constant friction wore away the luster that collectors prize. So while millions existed, only a tiny fraction escaped the damage caused by everyday circulation. Those untouched examples, preserved with original brightness, became prized treasures. The obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a familiar face that has become part of American culture. But on a perfectly preserved 1985 penny, the sharpness of Lincoln's features can be remarkable. His jawline, his beard, the folds in his coat, each detail appears crisp and well-defined. These are the traits collectors search for when evaluating value. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, representing the enduring strength of the nation. The tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial is visible only on well-struck and well-kept coins. When the columns appear clean and the lettering is sharp, it's a sign that the coin escaped the harsh environment of circulation that destroyed so many others. Another reason this year has become intriguing is due to minor minting oddities. The zinc core used in modern pennies makes them more vulnerable to corrosion and imperfections. If a 1985 penny was even slightly mistreated, it often developed spots or surface damage. That means finding a coin that survived with clean surfaces is far more difficult than many collectors realize. Some 1985 pennies also display interesting die variations or subtle striking differences. While these are not always dramatic errors, even small anomalies can elevate a coin's value. Collectors enjoy the hunt for these differences, because each unique detail adds personality to the coin and makes it stand out from the rest. Another layer of rarity comes from the strict standards set by graders. Certification companies evaluate coins under bright lights and magnification, and even the smallest flaw can reduce the grade significantly. Achieving the highest grades becomes extremely challenging, making top-tier 1985 pennies exceptionally scarce. As time passes, coins with full mint luster and clean surfaces only become harder to find. Many that once existed were lost, damaged, or mishandled. Collectors who understand this reality know that owning a top-grade 1985 penny is not just finding a coin, it's capturing the best surviving example of its kind. The journey of a penny from minting to collecting is often unpredictable. Some coins immediately enter circulation, while others accidentally find safety in storage, hidden in envelopes, jars, or forgotten drawers. These accidents of history shape which coins become the rarest decades later, and the 1985 penny follows this pattern perfectly. The thrill of discovering a rare coin in an unexpected place keeps collectors motivated. Every time someone checks an old box of coins or sifts through pocket change, there's a chance, however small, that a pristine 1985 penny might appear. This excitement adds to the coin's allure and popularity. For new collectors, the 1985 penny serves as a reminder that age alone does not determine value. Preservation, rarity, and quality are what matter most. A modern-looking coin from the 1980s can easily surpass much older pieces when its condition is exceptional. Experienced collectors know that some of the greatest opportunities in numismatics come from overlooked years. While many focus on earlier decades, the smartest collectors pay close attention to the coins that appear common at first glance. That's where the surprises often hide. Just like the 1985 1 cent, the story of this coin demonstrates how even the smallest denomination can carry immense interest. Each penny has traveled through time, survived countless hazards, and tells a story about the moment it was minted. The 1985 penny is a window into the era and a symbol of craftsmanship hidden in plain sight. When collectors talk about the beauty of numismatics, they often mention the joy of finding exceptional examples that defied the odds. The 1985 penny is a perfect illustration of this. Its value lies not in its metal but in its survival, condition, and the rarity of its finest specimens. The attention surrounding this coin has grown over the years, especially as the best examples appear at auctions and achieve impressive results. These moments inspire more and more collectors to search for that perfect piece, hoping to join the small group of owners who hold a mint-state treasure. The demand for top-grade modern Lincoln cents has increased dramatically, and the 1985 penny stands out as a particularly desirable example. As the supply of flawless coins shrinks and interest grows, the coin's reputation only becomes stronger within the collecting community. And now comes the moment viewers are always eager to hear: the value reveal. When a 1985 1 cent coin is found in the finest possible condition, with exceptional luster, sharp detail, and no signs of circulation, it has reached an extraordinary value of $70,000. Next coin, the 1990 Denver 1 cent coin may seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change at first glance, but its story is far more interesting than most people realize. Hidden among millions of pennies minted that year are rare survivors that collectors search for with extraordinary enthusiasm. What makes this coin so captivating is not just its date, but the unexpected value that pristine examples have achieved over time. The year 1990 was a moment of huge technological and cultural evolution in the United States. The country was transitioning into the digital age, yet the traditional Lincoln cent continued circulating everywhere. Even in an era of rapid change, the penny remained a familiar constant, used daily by millions of Americans who never imagined that some of these coins would one day be worth far more than a single cent despite being produced in massive quantities at the Denver Mint. The 1990 penny has become surprisingly difficult to find in flawless condition. Most of these coins went straight into circulation, where they endured years of rough handling. Exposure to moisture, friction, and everyday activity quickly erased the beautiful luster they once had when they first left the mint. Collectors value this coin not because of rarity in production, but because of rarity in condition. A nearly perfect example from this year stands out instantly. Its gleaming surfaces and crisp details tell the story of a coin that somehow survived the odds, preserved with care or simply forgotten in a protected place until rediscovered years later. The obverse of the coin displays the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, whose presence on the penny has remained a symbol of American heritage for generations. On a well-preserved 1990 penny, Lincoln's profile is sharply defined. You can see the texture of his beard, the clean lines of his coat, and the precision of the lettering around the rim. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, an image rich with meaning. But what collectors truly appreciate is the detailing on a mint-state coin. The pillars are straight and clear, the lettering is bold, and the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial stands out with impressive clarity. Every delicate line shows the care and craftsmanship of the design. One reason the 1990 penny has captured so much attention is its vulnerability. Modern zinc-based pennies are easily damaged. Their thin copper layer can wear off, exposing the gray zinc beneath, and this weakness causes many coins from the era to deteriorate quickly. That makes pristine examples drastically scarcer than most people imagine. Some coins from this year also exhibit small minting oddities that fascinate collectors. While not extremely common, minor variations in die wear, strike pressure, or metal quality can make one coin just different enough to spark interest. These traits, combined with condition rarity, create an appealing challenge for people who love searching for hidden treasures. The true excitement comes from the hunt. Collectors around the world examine their pocket change, old jars of coins, and inherited collections hoping to discover one of these high-grade specimens. The possibility that an ordinary-looking 1990 penny could turn out to be something extraordinary keeps the thrill alive. Many people who have found valuable pennies describe their discovery as completely unexpected. Sometimes a rare survivor is found in a roll of coins from the bank, tucked away in a childhood collection, or hidden in a forgotten container in someone's attic. These surprises remind us that treasures can appear in the simplest places. For collectors and beginners alike, the 1990 penny serves as a reminder that value in numismatics isn't always about age. Even a relatively modern coin can become incredibly valuable if it survives in the highest grade. That reality encourages everyone to look more closely at the coins they handle daily. The market for high-grade modern pennies has grown significantly in recent years. Collectors now recognize that examples preserved in perfect condition are far harder to find than older copper cents. The increase in demand has driven interest in the 1990 penny and pushed its most exceptional examples into the spotlight. Part of what makes this coin special is that its story reflects the shift from traditional copper pennies to modern zinc composition. These coins represent the evolution of American money, and owning one in exceptional condition is like preserving a piece of that transition. It's more than currency, it's history. As decades pass, fewer well-preserved zinc pennies remain, especially from the early years of their introduction. Corrosion, handling damage, and environmental exposure have taken their toll. This slow decline makes every flawless survivor from 1990 even more valuable and sought after. Collectors often describe the 1990 penny as underrated, even overlooked. That adds another layer of appeal because finding a gem-quality example feels like uncovering a secret that most of the world hasn't discovered yet. This sense of rarity and hidden potential fuels the excitement behind the coin. The appearance of high-grade 1990 pennies in auctions has surprised many people. When collectors see the intense competition and impressive bids these coins attract, they gain a new appreciation for what condition means in the world of numismatics. The demand demonstrates that even modern pennies can command serious respect. For newcomers to the hobby, this coin offers a captivating lesson: always pay attention to quality. A tiny scratch, a dull spot, or a hint of where can dramatically reduce value. That is why those rare untouched examples are cherished, and why their prices rise as collectors compete to own them. The legacy of the 1990 Denver penny continues to grow. More collectors are discovering the importance of condition rarity, and more people are realizing that overlooked coins can sometimes be the most rewarding to find. This keeps the 1990 penny in the spotlight year after year, and now we reach the moment every viewer anticipates: the value reveal. In the most pristine condition, preserved with exceptional luster and flawless surfaces, a top-grade 1990 1-cent coin has been known to reach an astonishing value of $30,000. Last unique coin, the 1999 Denver 1-cent coin might look like one of the most ordinary pennies of the modern era, yet behind its simple appearance lies a story that has caught the attention of collectors across the country. As the last year of the 20th century, 1999 holds a certain nostalgic power, and the pennies minted during this time have become miniature time capsules that preserve the final moments of an era. While most people use these pennies casually in daily purchases, a few rare survivors have become incredibly valuable. The late 1990s was a time of optimism in the United States, with the economy booming and technology advancing rapidly. The world was preparing for a new millennium, but the humble penny remained a steady part of everyday life. Millions of 1999 pennies entered circulation, yet only a tiny number remained in untouched condition. These exceptional pieces are the ones collectors now passionately pursue. What makes this coin so intriguing is not its age but its condition rarity. Because it was produced in huge numbers, almost everyone assumes the 1999 penny is common. But when one looks for a flawless example, one with perfect luster, no marks, and a sharp strike, suddenly the picture changes dramatically. High-grade coins from this year are far scarcer than most people realize. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has endured for generations. On a perfectly preserved 1999 penny, Lincoln's features appear with remarkable clarity. The fine lines of his hair, the elegant curve of his profile, and the crisp lettering around the rim show the craftsmanship behind the design. These qualities are nearly impossible to find in circulated coins. Turning the coin over reveals the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a symbol of national pride and unity. On high-grade examples, the memorial's columns stand perfectly straight, the lettering is bold, and the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the monument is visible with striking sharpness. This level of detail is what collectors look for, and it's what separates a valuable coin from an ordinary one. Even though billions of pennies were minted in the 1990s, the modern zinc-based composition made them vulnerable to damage. The thin copper plating on 1999 pennies easily develops scratches, spots, or dull marks. That means only a small fraction of these coins survived with their mint glow fully intact. These survivors are treasured today because they represent what the coin originally looked like the moment it was struck. Collectors also keep an eye out for subtle minting differences or minor errors that sometimes occurred during high-speed production. While not as dramatic as earlier mint mistakes, even small anomalies, like slightly weak strikes or minor die fatigue, can attract attention. These variations add personality and uniqueness to the coins, making them more desirable to specialized collectors. The excitement around the 1999 penny is fueled by the thrill of discovery. Many people search through coin rolls, old piggy banks, and collections passed down through families, hoping to find a near-perfect example. The idea that a modern-looking penny could actually be a valuable collectible makes the hunt fun and rewarding. Stories continue to surface of people who accidentally found high-quality specimens in the least expected places. A jar stored in a basement, a forgotten pocket in an old jacket, or a bankroll sitting untouched for years has sometimes revealed a penny in pristine condition. These moments of surprise are part of what makes coin collecting so enjoyable. For beginners entering the hobby, the 1999 penny teaches an important lesson: value isn't only about age, rarity, or metal type. Condition, eye appeal, and overall preservation can completely transform a modern coin into a highly valuable piece. This realization encourages newcomers to check their change carefully and appreciate the details of each coin. Seasoned collectors understand that the best opportunities often come from coins others overlook. While many focus on earlier decades, experts know that modern coins in exceptional condition can sometimes surpass the value of older pieces. The 1999 D-penny is a perfect example of this surprising trend. The coin also represents the closing chapter of the century, a symbolic moment in American coinage history. Holding a well-preserved 1999 penny feels like holding a piece of the era before the digital revolution changed the world forever. That emotional element adds to the coin's appeal. Over time, the number of flawless 1999 D-pennies continues to shrink. Some have been lost, others damaged, and many were simply spent without a second thought. This slow decline increases demand for the few remaining gems, pushing their value higher as collectors compete for the best examples. As auctions continue to highlight the value of modern high-grade coins, collectors are paying more attention to dates they once ignored. The 1999 D-penny has gained a strong following among those who appreciate its combination of beauty, history, and condition rarity. Strong demand ensures that interest in the coin continues to grow. For many collectors, this penny serves as a reminder of how unpredictable the hobby can be. A coin that seems common today can suddenly become valuable as more people enter the hobby and high-grade examples become harder to find. This unpredictability keeps numismatics exciting and full of surprises. The design of the Lincoln cent, unchanged for decades, also contributes to the emotional connection collectors feel. People grew up seeing this design, holding it, and spending it daily. When a familiar coin becomes rare in top condition, it creates a special kind of excitement and nostalgia. Searching for a flawless 1999 D-penny is like searching for a small piece of perfection in a world full of everyday objects. It reminds collectors that even the most ordinary items can carry extraordinary value under the right conditions. This idea sparks curiosity and encourages people to look more closely at the details around them. As more collectors share their discoveries and experiences, the fame of the 1999 D-penny continues to grow. Whether found in a huge collection or an old coffee can, the thrill of uncovering a mint-state example will always spark amazement. And with interest only increasing, the value of these rare survivors remains strong. And now we reach the moment every viewer waits for, the part of the story that brings all the excitement together, the value reveal. In the highest state of preservation, a top-grade 1999 Denver 1-cent coin has achieved an incredible value of $25,000.